So this is my final video reflection for this particular class. And I really have learned a lot with regard to data and how important it is. I think one of the things that I learned that was most important is that all data is not created equal, that you have to be really careful in determining what types of data you want to collect and for what purpose are you collecting it. It seems like a lot of times throughout my experience in education, we collect a lot of data, but it's not necessarily the right type of data. So it doesn't provide the answers that we're looking for with regard to certain things. So when we were working on our SMART goals, it really made you think, okay, if this is the thing that I want to improve, what type of data do I need to collect to make sure that I'm getting the answers I want, I'm getting the information for the next steps that I need, and where do I go from here? So there has to be a strong alignment between the goal that you're setting and what you're looking for and the data that you are collecting. You have to make sure there's alignment and there's a match. And as I talked with the school growth team, that was really important because sometimes we would be talking about, well, why don't we collect this? Okay, well, what are we really trying to find? What is the root thing that we really want to know? And then we would realize that, okay, the type of data that we were looking at collecting for that really wasn't going to tell us what we needed to know to be able to move forward. So that was very important in our discussions, and it was really important as I looked to get feedback on my SMART goals. I turned them in to my professor so that I could get feedback, and he gave a lot of really strong feedback on needing to narrow things down, needing to collect the right type of data. The other thing that really came through was many people in my class, we were talking a lot about CASP data. And our professor reminded us regularly that we need to look at so much more than CASP data. So even if we happen to work at a school or if we happen to work at a district where CASP data is kind of the driving force, as we become leaders of our old schools, we need to really consider other measures that might give us additional information, might give us more accurate information. So the CASP needs to be included, but it's not the end-all be-all. We really do need to look at other potential sources of information. And then I learned a lot about collaborating with other people and collaborating over vision and collaborating over the goals that you've established. It's really important that everybody see the needs the same way so that you can create a plan that's going to assess those. If I perceive that something is a need based on the data and somebody else reads the data differently, there's a lot of dialogue that takes place to determine, okay, are there some preconceived biases that I have or that the other person has that are preventing them from seeing this as a need? Or, you know, are there other extenuating circumstances? So being able to include others with other opinions, with other perceptions, with other ideas, with other backgrounds, it really helps us to be able to come up with a cohesive plan that in the long run, I believe is going to be best for all of our students. So I learned a lot in this class. I learned that the type of data matters. I learned that it's important to collect data that you plan on doing something with. Collecting data for the purpose of collecting data is a waste of time. There has to be a purpose in our data collection, and that has to be to change instruction and to guide the learning of our students. So I learned a lot, and I think many facets of this particular class are going to be instrumental in my opportunity to lead a school and looking at how I want to lead a school. So, thank you.